as it comes out now. Over it goes. There's the siren. As we see Bolton get it over to Hawke, but it was too late. It's 11 points the difference at three-quarter time. 13-9, 87 Sydney to Carlton. 10 goals, 16, 76.
But it was 12 points at half-time, so Carlton only pegged back one in that term, although they were very inaccurate in front of goal. The Swans adding 4 goals too. Carlton, by contrast, kicked 3 goals, 9. The major goal kickers for the Swans, Kappa has 5, Wright 2, Williams 2, for Carlton, Kernahan 4 and McClure 2.
The 1986 Victorian Football League Premiership season is proudly sponsored by Carlton and United Breweries.
Well, Bob Skilton, Carlton had plenty of shots for goal in that quarter. Should they be in front?
Well, I wouldn't think so, Pete. The Swans, a lot of those shots have been under pressure, although they did miss a couple of easy ones. The Swans have deserved their lead in that first half of that term. They continually had the ball down there. Kappa was giving them a focal point, and they had the players coming down the ground in 2s and 3s. Bayes has gotten on top in the wing. Williams still doing a fine job in the centre, and the Rovers, Wright and Mitchell, are certainly the best of the smaller men, and Hawke giving them wonderful support. When it got up to the other end of the ground, Hunter went to full forward for Carlton, but with his quick snap hit the post, and Carlton just couldn't put the goals on the board. Kernahan had a couple of opportunities. He has kicked 4 and still does look the most dangerous of the Carlton forwards. Mark McClure has done some good things, but Dennis Carroll has been an excellent leader at centre-half back for the Swans. The Swans' defence has really tightened up, and the tackling and smothering of that defence has really put a lot of pressure onto the Carlton forward line, and is one of the reasons why the Swans are putting why the Blues, I should say, are putting points on the board. It's one of the best performances one could wish to ask from the Swans today, and they've really shown that as long as this team keeps together, they really will be competitive, because players like Tony Danaher and others haven't had a big say in proceedings, and when they start to hold their marks and come into things, then they can only improve. But nonetheless, it was a great comeback by Carlton in the latter stages of that quarter. Bradley started to come into the game. Shine did a good job in the back pocket after playing the first half in the centre. Dean has done everything that one could possibly ask for him, and Rode, although Bayes had the better of him in that quarter, has been a fine player on the wing.
All right, well, there it is at three-quarter time. The Swans by 11 points only. Let's take a check now on some of the marks of the day, as caught by World of Sport cameras yesterday and on Friday night.
Tough task for our contenders this week. First up, Phil Cracker. There were some great marks.
Comes from Phil Cracker.
Now, Trevor Barker.
Puts the Saints into attack. Barker, what a grab! But Cunningham.
His teammate, Dane Taylor.
Forward flank for
North Melbourne's Peter German.
Short pass, it's a real hospital one. But Peter German.
Now to the Hawks. Firstly, Rod Lester-Smith.
A great mark to Lester-Smith.
Essendon. Alan Ezard.
Little fellow, can he take a crowd this time? Harvey, long
his teammate, Bill Duckworth.
Flank, Billy Duckworth, what a grab.
38 points.
Now Mark Thompson for the Bombers.
That'll be a great mark there to Mark Thompson.
Paul Tilley took a couple of screamers yesterday.
Oh, that's a great mark by Tilley. As Bernie Harris
goes
off the ground. Jamie
and there's another one. His teammate, Gary Pert. Number 1.
The talented youngsters are fixed.
Number 2.
And he is a sensational player. Through Burton up towards full
Up forward for the Tigers, Michael Roach.
Pace to get away. The left foot kick comes down the
now for the Demons, Gary Lyon.
Sure on the
Here's Rodney Grinter.
Ball up the look at that for a mark. Oh, Grinter. What a mark it was.
Geelong's Gary Ablett. Footscray's Darren Baxter. Geelong's Billy Brownless. Here's another one from Brownless. Footscray's Rick Kennedy. Gary Ablett again. And completing our mark contenders, Tim Darcy of Geelong.
And the winner of the mark of the day, as judged by the World of Sport panel, was Melbourne's Rod Grinter. Some great marks taken in round 6 as Robert Walls gives his players a final address at three-quarter time. The Swans have already broken up. The Blues trailing by 11 points.
Bob, do you think they can hang in there to win it, or But the Blues coming home a little bit better towards the latter stage of that quarter.
Well, in the latter stages of that quarter, Carlton did play the better football, but unfortunately for them, did not put the scores on the board. And the break would certainly do the Swans a world of good. And I know we've said it week in, week out, but if whatever side can take it from the centre bounce, and if they can get that first goal on the board very quickly, it would be great for the morale of whoever does it.
It's a marvellous thing that, you know, we keep on saying it week after week, but that goal kick within a minute after the centre bounce from three-quarter time, it does work wonders for a side, and particularly if you're trailing by 11 points, or in the Swans' case, it just gives you that little bit extra kick when you're pretty tired.
Well, it's going to be 3 goals or 1 goal. If the Swans get it, it's going to be hard for Carlton to get back, but if the Blues get the first goal, then it's anybody's match, isn't it, from there on in?
Well, it's been a pretty tight game, and there's been quite a few not nasty, but rough incidents, and I don't think there's too much love lost between the two clubs, not only with the players, but I think with the administrations too, by the vocalness of Ian Collins throughout the week.
Tommy Hafey going to his seat, and I was just looking down at McClure and Dennis Carroll. And when you talk about captains, captains have to lead by example, and both of those players, not only today, but right throughout the year, have done exactly that.
That's right.